Seems like every browser I go to is slow.
Slow, you're slow.
Why is it waiting on me? Why doesn't it just do it automatically? Faster, faster. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain a smooth streaming. Okay. Ooh. What's that mean? I don't know what that means. Hello, hello. Can everybody hear me? Every browser I go to is slow. Can everybody hear me? Can everybody hear me? I see you, Daryl. I see you, man. Why doesn't it just do it automatically? I got Daryl online. Daryl's online. One watching. I see you, man. Thank you for watching, brother. All right. I don't know if I'm on or not. I can look from another browser. I see it looks like I'm on. YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain a smooth. Anybody hear anything? Hello, hello. Okay. Hello. Hello, hello. Okay. I can be heard. What's that mean? I don't know what that means. All right. Can everybody hear? I got it now. Yeah, they have you do a little bit more than you should, but I guess it works. Because I'm online. So okay. Well, not to take up everybody's time. Let me see who I got on. I got my man Daryl. Okay. I'm scared everybody else away. I got Daryl. See if I can get some more folks in online. Here. One watching. Now that I got it working. Thank you for watching, bro. Let me see. All right. I don't know if I'm on or not. I can look from another browser. All right. I see it looks like I'm on. YouTube is not receiving. Let's try that again. Anybody hear anything? Hello, hello. Okay. Hello. Hello, hello. Okay. I can be heard. What's that mean? I don't know what that means. All right. Can everybody I got it now. Yeah, they have you do a little bit more than you should, but I guess it works. Yeah, baby. Online. So okay. Well, not to take up everybody's time. Let me see who I got. All right. I got Let's. Man Daryl. Okay, I got that through. I'm scared everybody else away. Okay, they can see that. Daryl's online. All right. I got it working. Shrink that down. Things is moving around me, so I start.
So picture this, it's a Sunday afternoon and you've just had a fabulous weekend, and then it starts to happen. You know that dread, that feeling in your stomach, in your gut, that you're starting to realise that tomorrow's Monday and you've got to go back to work, to a job that if you had
put anything you want in the chit chat, I'll keep trying to check back on it, make sure that it says sign in. I ain't signed in.
You see,
I'm supposed to be signed in.
There's a trade-off. Because for most
people, I am signing. Okay.
The only way to do that.
All right. So that's this. So let's get started.
When you do that, there's time for other things, and that usually means there's time for your family and other important relationships. Okay. And so as I've observed others, and I've gotten older, I began to question more and more this model. And I guess all
right, my partner, since you seem to be the only one on checking me out, I'll talk to you right now, but other folks are probably coming in. But
well, here's my story. I'm Philip Robertson, and I was that guy, the typical type A personality.
Oh, so they want me to make some configuration changes. That's what it is. All right, feel free to. I'll have to figure that out later. Let's see what we get done here. All right, I wanted to talk about a project that I've been working on probably here the last 2 months. I've been working on. It started out as a website, which became a kind of a concept, an idea that I had to build something into the website for the artist. And that's what became of Art in the Raw as you see it today on the website. It was my sheer desire to create kind of like a platform that they can actually display their greatest art pieces to the world. And I didn't really quite know how I was going to approach that at the beginning, so I kind of was, I'm not by no means a designer, so it was all like French to me. And so I'm going to show you guys some stuff that I worked on to get this project going today. Can everybody see me? Maybe I'll have to figure that out later. Get done here. Things working. All right, I wanted to talk about the project. There's the screen, so everybody's seeing me. I've been working on. Okay, all right, we good. I started out. Make sure everybody can see me. Which became a kind of a concept, let's talk about build something into the website. What I desired out of this app, it became of art and one of the things about this app that I wanted, it was my pure desire. I wanted to make it easy to maintain the app that wasn't going to be too difficult to maintain, because if I end up sick or have to turn this over to somebody, or somebody comes and decides they want to buy this, I want to be able to package it up and all there. But I wanted to primarily make this so usable for myself, so that I don't have to be tied in front of the computer all day doing this maintenance and support and all that. So I built it in a way where I can do everything from my phone. It's pretty much where I built it. So, the reason I chose to do it that way is primarily because if I could do everything from my phone, then that way I can technically fix it on the go. If I'm in Zimbabwe, I can fix it on the go as long as I have internet access. If I'm on the plane, I can't do nothing for you. Well, no, they just changed things now on the plane. I ain't been on a plane so long. I don't like flying no more because it's difficult to maintain. I don't like going. It's not that I don't like flying. I love flying. It's going through the airport. I don't like that kind of shit. Unless I'm going to pick you up, I don't want to be there. But anyway, so I kind of built it. I wanted to build this, and I wanted to make it look good. So one of my issues is I'm not a designer, and I know I used to work with designers at my regular job, so I knew I needed some type of designing input. So I have a couple of designer friends, so I questioned and asked, and they told me what they could, and I basically have to break down and a lot of stuff, which I'm used to using. But when you're trying to build a monolithic website like I'm trying to build, having to break down and use CSS is time consuming, and I can spend more time programming. So, which that's still part of programming. But anyway, what I chose to do is find a web builder. I was primarily trying to find one that was something I could put on my machine so that I can do everything on my machine instead of browse. I'm going to pick you up. I don't want to browse. But anyway, it's a good thing. But at the same time, I kind of prefer my stuff on the desktop. So what I did was I ended up doing searches on Google for web builders. I ran into so many. They got you can go and get you something done on the web. It's real easy. But I wanted something on my desktop, and I ended up finding something that was like an open source designers web builder. That's really what it was. It's a designer's web builder built by designers, or built for designers. So the one thing I liked about it was it's a drag and drop implementation, and then you can pretty much have a page up in an hour. So here's the first rendition of Art in the Raw that you saw, and So this is Mulberries. It's an international company. They're overseas. I can't remember exactly. It doesn't. But I wanted something on my desktop, and I ended up finding something like that. But anyway, they're overseas. I'll leave that alone. Designers, but this is their web builder. You're able to build pages. You're able to build separate sites. So I got several sites in here that I've built. I got other people that I can build websites for. But I'm not a website builder. But when I found this tool, it clicked for me, because it's the simple fact you can build your page. Like, here are all my pages that I built, right? And then you can go and look at each one, and each one is built individually, and which was kind of like different for me, because I would want to share the same top, I would want to share the same bottom between pages instead of having to create one for the same page each time. Because if something changes on home page and I need to change something on the about page, I got to go change it on both pages. But if I got one thing that gets copied to both pages, then I don't have to worry about it.
Anyway, they're overseas.
And that's the beauty of being, abstractions and object-oriented programming. That's what I love about it. So, the aspect of this builder is what led me down the road of where Art in the Raw is today. And just to give you some insight into why I think this is something that everybody should use. I tried to turn a couple of friends onto it, because of the simple fact that I know it's powerful and you don't have to pay for it. It's free, even though I paid for the upgrade package.
And
They offer you some extensions. They got tons of extensions.
I would want to
Scroll
share
for
the
days,
same,
and I just happened to be able to get their. They had a Valentine sale on everything
homepage
for
something on the about page. I got to go change it on both pages. But if I got one,
it was a $149 package for $79. So I bought it all for $79. And so I got all these templates, which I haven't even dug in any of them yet. I'm talking to a school right now about doing an education site about them. I got some templates for that. And when I start digging into what I can do with this from a development standpoint, which is why I'm so excited about this, and that's why I try to share it with people. And I'm most likely going to probably go down this road of doing this. I want to try to bring in some interns, teach some interns how to do this, and then let them be able to earn some money building websites for people, and then I can help them, allow them to learn some of the more intricate things and grow their skill set. So that's one of the things I could build realty websites, I can build wedding websites, there's just all kind of things I can build. The templates are here, and I can build all of this without all these templates. But the thing is templates are already pre-formatted. They got the CSS already plugged in. They got everything, the structure, the sizes, all that, colors, everything. And I'll show you what I mean when I say everything. Okay, matter of fact, let me just show you. I'm just gonna start a site. Let's create a site. I'm just gonna go and choose a restaurant site. Okay. So I create a restaurant site. I don't care what its name. I say okay.
Go down this road of doing this.
It erases my stuff, comes through, and it's recreating and blah 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 blah.
To earn some money building websites for people.
All right, and so here we go. Now you click this button right here. It says click to start. It brings you a menu system. You can choose from all this stuff and build your page. All I did was I just scrolled through here. Okay, I want a header. Do you want the top stuff like this? You drag it over here, drop it on
Without all these templates.
Then you can go in here and
templates already pre-formatted,
specialize and customize. That's what I like about it. So I did that to build my website. And
I'll show
let's
you what
just
I mean
give you an
when I say
example. Let's put this
Okay,
on.
matter of fact, let me just show you.
Start a site. Let's put a header on there.
It's going to go and choose a restaurant site. Okay.
So I create a restaurant site. Put that on there. Ooh, desserts. You always know it. People get excited when they see desserts. But anyway, from this, this is the one beauty of it. So I've designed my web page. Okay, so I use this as my template. There's a plugin that you can purchase, which I was able to get in the actual in the package. And it allows me to edit the code. Then you can go in here and I can break down and get all the HTML and customize, copy it all out. So I did that, and then I have this beautiful tool over here called MVC. This is what makes it so beautiful. I can create different views. Like, let's say, for instance, put a header on there. I have this index view that exists. I just go create a view, bam, it's all my HTML right there. I'm done. But anyway, now here comes the fun part. If I want to make this database driven, now I can go in here and start plugging in the places where I want data from the database to be presented. But from the basics of it, the construct of the web page is already done. So that saved me a whole heck of a lot of time because I was able to do that. So from the standpoint of my site.
Break down and get all the
Yep.
HTML, copy it all out, and then I have this beautiful tool over here called MVC. This is what makes
Now,
it
this is
so
something that the company
different
Mulberries is working on themselves. I've already spoken to some of the developers from that company, and they're planning on making it where you can use the same headers across the pages. They're putting in more functionality, but it's not here yet. It's just gonna take some time.
I'm done.
So when I built this page and I was
Now,
happy with it, everything looked the way I wanted it.
make this
You save it and then you can publish it. This is the thing I did. You can publish it to a local drive. I publish it to my local drive. I browse out to my local drive,
the construct,
and there's all my stuff. And anything that I need, like let me publish it here. Publish changes only, publish
from the
everything.
standpoint
Publish.
my site.
I'll show you what it all looks like.
Copy it all out.
And now the site's published, and I can put that same code anywhere. So let's go back to the publish. I can go to browse. And in here, why isn't it showing it? Oh, it's just selecting folders. Not trying to select folders. They're planning on making it where anyway you can use the same headers across the pages. They're putting in more functions. So if I go to my C drive, to my iNet Club, my RNet Raw, there's my website. So what I did was the first page is the one that I was on, index .html. So I just opened it up in like a editor. Out to my local drive. No. And there's all my stuff. And so in this editor, there's all the HTML for that page. Let me publish it here. So I just pulled all that out, and everything is already in a structure the way that they do it from this software. I don't know if anybody understands this, but this right here saves you a whole lot of time because from a developer standpoint, everything is in sections. So I don't have to mess with anything in the sections unless I plan on putting data in those sections. So that's what I ended up doing is I pulled out the first page is pretty much Mulberries. And I put a couple of things in there for myself, as far as tracking who the user is and stuff like that. But pretty much the other pages are just using the header and the footer. And the header and the footer are used all across the pages. And the middle section is just ASP.NET MVC, my pages. And then I inherit from their CSS, so I get the same color. And so it's just beautiful. So if anybody is interested in it, go to Mulberries, I think it's mulberries.com, and download this and play around with it, see how it fits your bill, and involve yourself in the extensions if you can, because some of this stuff, I can recommend the plugin that I use for editing the code. I can recommend that for sure. And these are written by different people, so I don't know if you're getting it all from the same folks. I haven't looked into it that far. But yeah, I forgot I got that lawyer one. I'm talking to somebody from a law firm. Anyway, and the header and the footer are used all across the pages in the middle section. There's a form builder in here, so if you got something that you want to build forms with, get this plugin for sure. This allows you to build all kind of bootstrap type forms with many fields. I can't remember how many fields. If you're interested in it, you go read about it. It tells you everything you need to know and how to use it and all that stuff. And this is what I love about it. It's fairly easy. There's really nothing complicated about it. And that's why I was concerned, because for me, I was trying to find something that was going to be easy for me to use. And they have SEO, which I was able to generate my site map and my robots text, all that stuff in there. So I'm able to do everything. And then I have my Instagram plugin, so I can actually allow Instagram feeds to come into my website, social feeds, any one of these I can connect to. So you look at this and you're like, okay, this is very good. I got a PayPal one that I'm planning on using when I get my commerce portion put up. And then we got the social comments. I'm trying to use my Google Plus, but I'm kind of concerned because Google Plus tells you everything you need to know and how to use it. I don't know. Google changes stuff and they sundown everything. So I don't know if it's going to be around in 10 years or not. But this is the code editor I was telling you. this right here is worth its money. I don't remember how much it costs, but it's worth its money.
And they have
A lot of the rest of the stuff I haven't really messed around with. Google Analytics I will be using. I purchased it, so I'm most definitely using it. I just got to figure out how to put it all in the page. I've done it in the past, but I wasn't the one doing it all the time, so I didn't focus on how to do it. But anyway, check these out, and I think this is a beneficial tool to have. I mean, you pretty much, from a programmer standpoint, you need to get a good looking website up that I don't think too many people complain about. And plus, this is SEO compliant. You can get a SEO compliant website. It works on all kind of devices in different sizes. See how it's going to look when you get it on a mobile phone. I mean, it's a very flexible interface that they have here for you to create websites, and I just wanted to share that with people. And this ain't your thing, and keep pushing, but this is what I wanted to share with you guys. That right there is what I use to build the page. All of this is just basically the gut of what I just snatched out of that HTML, and I mean it's pretty much what Mobile Reasons got. I mean, I probably might be able to run this page and it would just work. But this is why I loved it, because now I was able to take this and say, okay, I want to put a text box in here, and I want it to do whatever. I'll put a text box in here. I'll have it pull data out of the database and present it here, in this position. So I'm able to do a lot. I'm able to be very flexible with what I can do. So I use that builder in order to generate all the stuff that you see here on the website. I love it. I'm glad it turned out the way it did. Let me just but anyway, that is what I wanted to share with you guys. That right there is what I used to build. That is how I did it from the beginning in order to get started. I'm thankful because it cut down on time. I mean, it's pretty much software development is a time-consuming time-consuming process. But the end users, all they see is this is what I want. It looks easy, and you do it. Yeah, I can do it. It's not easy, but it'll take a while. And some stuff is whenever what I just showed you through Mulberry, I can just tell you right now, just designing a website. I got a client that I did an example for her and showed her everything. I did like a 3-page design for her, but she doesn't really know what she wants it to look like. So I'm over here like, okay, what do I want it to look like? And that's the hard part about designing websites for people, because they kind of know what they want it to look like. They've seen something that's kind of familiar, but they don't really know. And then they're trying to tell you, and they don't have any examples. So you're trying to figure out what they're talking about, and it's easier because then, I mean, I can do almost anything with this builder that allow me to present a website to anybody. And then if I need to go into further things, which is the aspect of what I enjoy doing, it's not easy, but it's and feeding in stuff to the database and putting in business logic to have an interactive web page that does things. I can just tell you right now, this is pretty much a static page. You just happen to have a static page that has links on it that go to different locations. That's pretty much what this is. It's just a link-based page. It's a static page, link it to another static page, link it to another static page. And I use ASP.NET MVC, which is a dynamic language, which basically is dynamically generated pages. So all these pages are dynamically generated based off of the structured format that I So you're trying to figure out. So the great thing is that with all of that, with having mobile reads, I was able to get art and raw up quick, fast, and as far as design aspects of it. And I had all the pages looking good, and then I went in and started ripping out the guts and putting in the things that I need. And what we currently have, I currently use ASP.NET MVC. ASP.NET MVC is a model view controller pattern, and it's primarily what I choose to use for web location. There's so many different patterns you can use for web development. This is very familiar to Ruby on Rails. This is familiar with that. Actually, this is the framework I wish I had had back in 1995 when I was trying to build a one-page SPA, what they call single-page application. And they didn't have that technology then, but I was trying to. I had the idea, and I was like, I think I can make it happen. But the only thing they had at that time was ASP.NET. ASP.NET is basically based off of web forms, and you have to go through a specific life cycle when you do requests, and it's a lot of so it just was ugly, and I did a lot of stuff to try to make it work, and then ASP.NET MVC came out. Man, what I choose to use 2008, I think it was 2008, and it changed the world for me, and it was what I was looking for a long time ago, you know. And ever since then, I use it because it allows me to let me just show you the page, okay? Let's just go with the page. Right now, we have a home page, we have the about page, we have the artist page. There's an account page, this is where you go log in. And we have the manage page, which is where you go and manage your account. We got an error page also. So in these pages, we got the index page, which is just basically the HTML. This is the page. And this is where the power of using ASP.NET MVC comes, because I'm using what they call our partials. So I'm using partial snippets of HTML that are in different pages. This is like using includes almost in ASP programming back in the day. I mean, I think they use includes in Java too. So this is like using includes. So I'm including content from other pages. So if I go to the header page, I'm including this content, which I put in this structure for a specific reason, which is based off of these sections. I told you there's that section. That's all I did. I just took the section and I put them in these different areas in their own snippet areas of code, and then I bring them all together in this one page. And that's what's being presented on the page. That's what makes it powerful. At the same time, I am delivering what we call view model. This is what they call a view model in ASP.NET MVC. And if I go to that view model, I can show you what's in that view model. And it's a header view model, and there's a mission view model. Both of these are basically, just think of these as containers for data. That's what these are. And if anybody understands that, and I'm making you feel like you don't understand, I'm sorry, but I'm just trying to make sure everybody understands it. But this header VM, there's nothing in it. But if I wanted some data in it, I can go put some data in it. I close it down. But anyway, that allows me to be able to store data and pass data around in the view. And because of this header VM is like just bringing data to potentially be bringing data to this page or this snippet of HTML, I provide that to this view if it needs. But right now, it's not using anything out of it. So it's pretty much, I could erase this and the page will still work. Doesn't matter. But if I needed to use something, which in this, let me make sure I got some properties. I'll just show you an example here. Header doesn't have anything. So that's the header VM. So let's say I wanted to put that's what these are. And if anybody understands that string, and I'm making you feel like you don't understand, I'm sorry, but I'm trying to make sure everybody understands it. But this header VM, there's nothing in it. So that's all I had to put in there. And then if I go to the header, that would be now my model. And let's say, for instance, I just want to put that right here. I would use this at sign. Is that the at sign? Whatever it is. And then it would give me access to the model, and I just type in model. Then I put dot, and then there's the name that I just made. I hit name, and so basically it's pulling this out of this model that I pass to this view. And then when this gets presented to HTML, the value that's in here will be presented right here in this spot within this HTML. That's the power of using the ASP.NET infrastructure like this. That's the header VM, like the artist. I got it broke down. Here's the artist page. When you come to it, there's the artist pager that's at the top of the page, and then I have a pager at the bottom of the page. So I have a pager that's at the top and the bottom, so that, you know, if the user's at the bottom, they can still page. If they're at the top, they can still page. And this gets built dynamically, and it uses a special library that calculates based off of the data that I passed to. And it brings back a page list, which this partial is going to use a page list in order to provide the calculation name, and so based dynamic control. So nothing's been created at this point. And then once this gets rendered, it does it dynamically. That's what the value that's in here. Otherwise, you just get static pages like I showed you over here. So the great thing is that I was able to get all this up and going by putting in all these partials and all these snippets. Here's the artist profile card. This is how I'm able to go in here. And the reason I break this out into partials, because then I can break each piece of functionality out to itself and have detailed focus on each stack. And from an HTML standpoint, I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with Bootstrap, but I use Bootstrap. Bootstrap allows you to have a responsive website so that I can build things in a grid system, and the grid system is based off of 12 columns, and based off of those 12 columns, I can use those to determine I want to put a div over here and then one over here, or one up here. I can put it in different areas based off of the grid system of Bootstrap. And so the knowledge that I have of Bootstrap, I use it. So this is their card system that they use, that they allow you to use for their, do an overlay, which is like using an overlay. I have a body piece here where they can read their title, their subtitles. So all of this is just stuff that I'm pulling from the database, and I'm filling in areas where static content focusing on those. Because you can go and do this card, make this card in HTML, and you put static content in here. But what happens when you want that to be dynamic data from a database? You have to do it just like this. You have to go and get the information from the database and pull it in and put it in the places where you want it. And so what we have here is I have an area here because on this card, it's going to show a blue or a red button that says the artist studio is open or closed. See how easy that is? I mean, that's just a simple if then else statement, and I'm doing it within the HTML, which is another aspect of ASP.NET MVC that allows you to do. You can do a lot of your loops within HTML and get different representations of HTML. So within this, I'm saying if the model show, which is looking at the database, if the user to determine if that user has enabled show or not. If it's true, hey, do this piece of code. If it's false, then do this piece of code. That's all. And it's real simple, and this allows me to keep things really simple. Here, I was basically trying to build the background image on the fly. So I'm going in and finding the background image, and then I'm going in and getting the URL, and then I'm assigning them to these properties that I'm going to use in these areas down here. And I hope that makes sense. But I could really literally just go and just say model this and model that, but I was trying to give it a little cleaner, so I just did this instead, which made me feel better. And then I could see everything. And once I saw everything was good, I just plugged them in where I need them, and I know that values will show there. Plus, this gives me an area where I can actually do double, debugging. So when you do debugging in MVC, let's actually do a debugging. If it's true, hey, do this piece of code. If it's false, I'll show you a debugging session. We'll go through a debugging session and you get a chance to see what that looks like. Is everybody on? Can everybody see me? Did I lose everybody? I don't even know. I can't tell. Go check. And then I'm going in and getting the URL. Still recording. And then I'm assigning them to these properties that I'm going to use in these areas down here. And I don't have any of my windows up to see if anybody chit-chatting. I can really literally just go and just say model this and model that, but I was trying to give it a little cleaner, so I just did this instead, which made me feel better. And then I could see everything. And once I saw everything was good, I just plugged them in where I need them, and I know that value should show there. Plus, I even have anybody on. I don't even see here. Guys, I still got 2 people listening. Hey, I'm glad y'all listening. Oh, there he is. Mic check. Okay. Oh, man. Okay. I'll show you a debugging session. We'll go through a debugging session. Anyway, but
Is everybody on? Can everybody see me? Did I lose everybody?
I just wanted to share this. I'm finding it interesting because when I went to get hosting for this, they told me that they rarely get anybody doing ASP.NET MVC, and I was like, "Are you serious? Nobody really doing." They got they got Linux servers, and I'm trying to get a Windows server, and they're like, "Well, we got a Windows hosting for this," and I'm saying I need something a little bit beefier, and the only thing I can get is a virtual server or a dedicated server, which is like astronomical price. And I'm like, holy smoke. And I mean, I used to be able to go get a website like quick, fast, in a hurry, no problem in the past. And now it's like they don't. It's like everybody's veering away from it. I don't know. It's primarily used in the enterprise anyway. That's what I've always used, and we had enterprise stable applications that we never had to revisit. So I don't understand why it's not being used out in the public. Because I would think that would be the. I mean,
I'm finding
the only. I mean, for me, from a performance standpoint,
they told me
unless you have control of the hardware,
MVC, and I was like, "Are you
you can get some performance.
really doing?"
Because one thing is when I deploy these apps to like
and I'm trying to get a Windows server, and
I don't
like,
have
well, we got a
control
Windows
of the
hosting
server.
for this,
And there's a certain feature that I can turn on if I have my own server that allows me to have a always on application, which is basically saying that this application is always live. Because I don't know if you notice, sometimes when you go to a website, it takes a long time for that page to load. That's because they have to load everything in the memory, everything loaded up, and find all the files. It's the process. And once the page is loaded up in the memory, everything's fast. And that's where the process a lot of people used to complain about. I need something that's fast. And the thing is you can either go the process of doing it that way, or you can build the modern Ajax and Angular and React apps like I used to build, which are cool. I mean, I love building those, but there's a lot of limitations to those because you're using Ajax. And so then you have to know how to make the UI interact with Ajax calls, because you're still, regardless of whether you're having a regular page or not, a post is a post, whether it's an Ajax call or whether it's a post. Ajax is coming back with just information. It's a lot faster. It's a lot more streamlined. This application is JSON. It's a lot more efficient. I mean, it's a lot of things more improved with the Ajax aspect of things, and there's so many ways to program pages now. And I just decided to go with the regular way of doing it because I'm primarily concerned about memory. SEO is very important for me and for the artist because they want to be seen. In order to be seen, your website has to be SEO client. So that's why I wrote it in this. I started out and I wrote this in React because I was so excited. I was going to write a web app, a mobile app also using the same code. I was so excited about it, but then it set in SEO. I got to code for SEO, and unfortunately, JavaScript is not right. There's some crawlers that can crawl your JavaScript and all that stuff, but can you just imagine the type of work you got to do? So